Anyways, let's finish up here. You had one more topic. Let's speed run this. This will be another segment. I want to put this out there because stay mad, Canada. The Craig Morgan of PHNX knows the shirt.
Here, while you're talking about that, I'm gonna try to see if I can pull up the graph so I can at least see it physically with my eyes.
Okay, so Craig Morgan of PHNX tweeted out, I believe it was either the day of the draft or the day before the draft, that the Arizona Coyotes are now 2/3 sold out.
Not even impressive. Oh, not even impressive. It's only, they still couldn't fill out 3,500 seats. I don't even know what you're.
Yeah, 2/3 sold out of their season ticket packages. Stay mad, Canada. I'm just gonna say it all podcast. Stay mad. You'll see, as we said, the goalposts will continue to change. Oh, they couldn't even sell out 5,000. Oh, sorry, they couldn't even sell out 3,200 seats. Well, what do you mean that it's not 3,200 seats? They can't even sell out 4,700. It's even worse. They're selling out after 3 months of them being on the market, but they're so expensive. Nobody will pay to watch a bad team. What?
Should I start,
they are paying.
Should I start working 6-day weeks again so I can pay for a half-season package?
Of course they can pay out those packages. It's just a college arena.
Oh my God! Okay,
That's how you sound.
Wait, stop real quick. All right.
Okay.
Shut the hell up. No one cares what you had to say, Richard. First and foremost, please. I'm gonna send you a link real quick in the chat. I want you to look at this as I'm looking at it. All right. So, first and foremost, the only additional, from what I remember, it was Center Ice, then the Goal Line season, and then all the Den is sold out. The Center Ice Club, the second most expensive ticket package, is also sold out. So there is still the half season for Glass and Center Ice Club. There's still the full and half for Center Ice Premium, Attack Twice, and Attack Once sides. And there's still the half season for the Goal Lines. But they are 2/3 sold out, meaning they're probably just another 100 or so tickets away from selling out a couple other categories. Look at the bottom. I want you to steal at least one of these pictures. I want you to look at the bottom here and look at these mock-ups and how they show the arena's going to look.
You need to explain it, one, because we have audio listeners. Two, I am recording my screen, and if I do so, I'm going to drop our cameras. So I cannot look at it. So I'm riding blind like the listeners here. You got to explain to us here.
So here's exactly what's going on. So I'm looking at these. Just follow the link when we're done recording this. I'm looking at these mock-ups of the arena, and they are beautiful. Guess what logo is at Center Ice?
The Sun Devils, because the Coyotes won't have their logo on the Center Ice.
No.
Because, wait, what? My narrative is broken?
No, disclosure. It's only a mock-up. It's on the Coyotes site, so obviously it's going to favor the Coyotes. But on the mock-up, a full Kachina at Center Ice, with a Kachina underneath the scoreboard, a Kachina on each of the scoreboard jumbotrons, because it would be presumably a Coyotes game. Arizona Coyotes branding elsewhere, as well as the Sun Devil fork on top of the on the little in-betweens on the jumbotron. So likely what's going to happen is at Center Ice right there, you're going to have the full Kachina on one side, the Sun Devil on the other side, or the Sun Devils can do something weird where they're like, hey, we'll have the Coyotes logo at Center Ice, we'll have our logos 4 times at the other in the neutral zone. Don't know how they're going to fully do that. What I'm saying is, if anyone would have even bothered to click on this, they would have then reported, "Oh no, there won't be an ASU logo."
That's just a mock-up. They can't have their logo on the ice.
But it just shows that no matter what narrative you look at, it's misinformed. Because right here, obviously, this is just me messing around, having a little bit of fun. The Coyotes show a full Coyote logo. It's going to have both. But it's just funny how the only official mock-up of it since this deal was announced is on the Coyotes website showing a Coyote logo. The mock-up before the deal was announced showed the ASU logo, and everyone only said they will not be allowed to have their own logo anywhere. Well, I'm just saying, the mock-up probably at least means they're going to have something.
They could put the logo on all 3,200 seats, Matt. Duh.
Yep. All 2,800.
Duh.
Are we even gonna be able to fit 200 people in here?
Actually, it will be one bleacher. It'll be one bleacher of Montreal, Quebec fans, and they'll be wearing their Quebec Ramparts jerseys, and they'll be chanting "Go back to Canada."
And I need you to steal a couple of the mock-ups and show it briefly while we're talking about this. Look right here. Oh, they're not even selling an entire section of tickets. This organization's trash. They can't fit that many fans in. I said it before, I'll say it again, but I just want to knock it one more time. One more time. All right. Those are student section bleachers.
Yep.
You cannot buy a season ticket for a student section bleacher.
But they you know what? They're going to sell tickets for stupid expensive, and none of the college kids are going to be able to go watch the games, Matt. No college kids allowed in the college arena. They are.
Like the football tickets are dirt cheap, and there's an entire separate box office for students to bring their. No, you know what? I think.
Matt, there's no college section. You don't see a college section. I can't believe they're doing this. They're putting the games on the college arena, and they're not even allowing the college kids to go watch the games.
I'm just gonna say.
How dare you?
I don't think Quebec has running water. I don't think it. Certainly, there can't even be a community college.
Well,
because,
we know.
Like,
we know that
just junior hockey arenas.
We know that Canada doesn't have running internet anymore because outages. LOL. Great one there, Canada.
They're always like 2 weeks behind on Coyotes information anyway. Because I just want to know how some of your better reporters look at, they can't alter ASU's logo at center ice, and they're like, that means they are not allowed to have their own branding whatsoever. See, they are not whatsoever. And then when it gets corrected, it's been I think 3 months, 2 or 3 months, and I still in Twitter threads and in comment sections see they can't even have their logo at center ice.
But how
it's 90% from Canadians.
How are they going to be able to afford the upkeep of Gila River Arena at the new arena? The prices are going to be astronomical. How could they afford the upkeep of a 16,000 arena at a 5,000 arena? The math doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. Matt, the tickets are going to be like $300 to pay for that upkeep.
My sweet summer child. My sweet summer child. So,
Matt.
I don't think people realize this. ASU runs the building. They're going to pay for upkeep. Coyotes, it's probably in their contract. Like, rent helps also go to pay for that. Yeah. That's logical. That's anything. That's just business 101, all right?
Yep.
But imagine the price differential in upkeeping, let's say, your very nice home versus the studio apartment I used to live in 4 or 5 years ago. What could you imagine has a higher upkeep charge?
Oh, I'm going to go with, obviously, the larger one. I think that's where my brain is going with this one.
It has to be the studio. It has to be the studio apartment because,
darn. Damn.
I mean, the walls are made of paper, right? You got to patch them every day or something. I don't know. Maybe
we actually just
we has to get rewired.
we actually just burn the carpet and replace the carpet every week, instead of cleaning it. That's actually sorry. Yeah.
So it makes no logical sense of people don't see the inherent value of they're lowering the cost because I don't forget. I don't know the exact details of the agreement with, I think it was AMG when I was leaving working there. But essentially the Coyotes have to help pay for the people to come in and manage the arena. I don't remember what the split, or I don't know what the split was, excuse me, between them and the city of Glendale. It might have been the Coyotes' responsibility, and then Glendale has to pay whatever else. Doesn't really matter, but you have to pay an arena management company to come in and do it. ASU does so many things on their own. They're almost like the Cardinals in a way, where the Cardinals they redid their entire concession stand when they got over to the University of Phoenix Stadium. They're like, yeah, we're just gonna run it. So we take more of the profits. It's ours now.
But
so like, ASU pretty much runs Tempe, and they're gonna have their own stuff, and the Coyotes are gonna have to pay significantly less because it's a 5,000 seat arena. Sorry, 4,700. I apologize. 3,200 seat women's high school hockey rink. Sorry.
But Matt, they can't pay their bills. That's why ASU is making them pay all their bills up front every year.
That's also why they put down however much it was for the annex up front.
They can't afford the building. They didn't put $20 million on an annex, but Matt.
I hope you understand the point we're getting at, where it's like, it's funny that this is just a little bit of blowing off some steam, because it still annoys me. It's genuinely not meant to be offensive. It might be. I don't care. It's genuinely not meant to be. I
intend to offend.
If I think something sounds stupid, I try not to say like actual bad words or actual like legitimately bad insults, but it's like the first question that comes to my mind is, how do you operate a motor vehicle? Or do you even have running water? Because I'm like, how can you have internet access when it's like within like 5 hours the logo misconception cleared up immediately, and it was only there because of terrible reporting by terrible journalists.
Yep.
And then we're here months later, and it's still like, oh, you can't even have your logo on the ice. Oh, it's 3,200. Like that one idiot on Steve Dangle's podcast. No, Steve, it's not whatever it is. It's 3,200. It's like, no, it wasn't, and you were so confident while being so stupid.
Yep.
That's
my new favorite one. My new favorite one is, well, they couldn't afford their bills. That's why they got kicked out. It's not like, Glendale said that this was their last year in September, and then the bills thing came out in December. No, they got kicked out because they didn't pay their bills. Obviously.
Like, oh, well, that's why Glendale did. I'm like, no, technically, even if you look at it like legally, they weren't evicted or kicked out. They just did not extend the lease agreement because they were doing a year-on-year, number one. And number two, everyone just casually ignores the points, so I'm going to throw it in one more time here since this is a segment. City of Glendale reportedly wanted between a 15 and 20-year lease. They weren't going for a 3 to 5 year lease, which would have benefited both sides. Glendale has more time to plan what they're going to do with it after. Coyotes have time to go to Tempe and do this stuff, right? Yep. They're like, oh no, we're going to do this. And then a lot of like, oh, they didn't pay their bills, they didn't pay this. I'm like, to me, again, as someone who has a logical brain, I don't believe it was a clerical error. I believe it was literally, they made a calculated risk of, we want to get them back to the negotiating table. And the city was like, well, we're the tax man, so we can just kick you out if you don't pay. And they just paid with their separate ways.
Well, they immediately cry bullied too. Like they they didn't even tell them, hey, pay us, jerks. They literally just immediately went to a news reporter and tried to report this drama.
Well, I know that I think they filed the tax lien, and then because Katie Strang has nothing better to do with her day, she was just like, apparently she was casually looking up Arizona, even though I think she's Canadian, looking up Arizona like tax lien filings and stuff, because that's what you do on a casual Sunday afternoon in your jammies or whatever.
You want to know the funny part about that is they filed that, and Glendale didn't even get it right because they filed it for an address that the Coyotes no longer operate out of. It was an address that Ice Arizona operated back when they had like 5 owners. And now that there's a new owner, they didn't even have the right address. Like Glendale literally had the wrong address. And they filed improper paperwork. Congratulations. Yeah. That just one is omega dumb.
Pettiness.
Yeah,
you can't tell me small errors like that happen unless you're fuming mad or whatever. And
yeah,
then,
it's just
the mayor or one of the council members had to do a comment, whatever. Like Bettman was like, "Oh yeah, I want the team here for 30 years," or it was in the like I forget what the exact thing he was responding to was. But whenever the Coyotes were trying to get this Tempe thing going, it was like, "Oh, something, whatever." It's like no one cares. No one cares what you have to say. You're irrelevant. Go away. Canada has no running water. I believe that the entire country is now just a
Mickey Mouse clubhouse. We'll go
politically
correct.
I forgot the show. How am I forgetting this? It's the show before Shorzy. Letterkenny. The entire
Letterkenny,
country
yeah.
is just Letterkenny. They all live on farms, and their internet
They
is
pee
given to them
upside
by,
down
like,
in the
pigeons.
showers. Every single one of them.
And then this is how a real man rocks a pissin'.
Yeah, no, that narrative is just so cringe. The other narrative is, oh well, look, ASU is making them pay upfront every year because they don't trust them. You don't know how ASU runs their business. That literally can be bog standard. I'm not going to sit here and be an apologist pretending like it couldn't be possibly the problem. It could be, but when you put $25 million in an annex, I don't think ASU is going to seriously nickel and dime you for yearly rent. Okay?
Although it probably was because of that. Just as it was probably more of like a hey, just so we have no risk thing. That was probably the mindset behind it, which is logical. Also, kind of fair. It's a consequence when you take a calculated risk. Just so we have actual,
I don't even think so. I think
opinion.
I think that is bog standard for ASU. Remember, this is ASU. Like, they have to protect themselves at all times. In just to put in consideration is the stipulation with the ice. Why do they want that? Well, because ASU was consistently looked at as a party school. They have tried tooth and nail to change that narrative in ASU to become a well-respected university, and they are doing so. And the same rules apply with money. I believe that year-by-year thing that so many Canadians want to throw in there as, oh, the Coyotes can't pay bills, LOL, so they had to put that in there. I would not be surprised if that is a bog standard thing for if they were to have a tenant that is already in the clause within the standard operating procedures of ASU.
I mean, it would make sense. I'm just saying it would also make sense as like just a protectionary measure of like, hey,
you don't
just because of this,
You don't go and hire a vendor and say you're going to be a vendor for this full time, but your contract is just going to be terminated after a month whenever we feel like. Like, you pay for a year, you get the year, right? Some businesses literally operate that way, and I would not be surprised if they were the same way. You pay for the year, you get the full year.